Hi everybody. Today in this video we're going to talk a little bit about just getting started with your creation of your Snapchat geofilter. I'm not going to tell you what you're going to put on this geofilter, that is up to you for sure, but I'll talk a little bit about how to get started and setting up your document and all of that, the important stuff. And then the creative side is all up to you. So here I am in Photoshop. I am just going to go to File and New. We need to get these documents set up at the right size so that everything works out okay. Um, you're going to use pixels for your unit of measurement, so make sure that's not set to inches. The width is going to be 1080. The height is going to be 1920. Resolution you can start at 300. Color mode can stay at RGB. Background contents won't matter because we'll delete our background. And hit create. And there we go. Now my document is set up. If you'll notice, I have a white fill layer for my background layer. I need to get rid of that. I can do that now or later, whichever way is fine. To do that, I need to unlock that. Okay, so I can do that. I just clicked on the little lock icon, or you could double click this layer and it will ask you if you want to convert it to a regular layer. You say yes. So right now I can't delete this one because it's the only layer that I have, so I can't drag it to the trash icon to delete it. I can create a new layer. If you can see there, I'll turn the visibility off on that bottom one, but you can see that this one is transparent, and we can tell by that checkerboard pattern that we're seeing in the background. So that is telling me that that layer essentially has nothing in it. They have to have that checkerboard pattern so that we know that there's nothing in it, because if it was filled with white, then we'd think that it was filled with white. Okay, so that is my perfectly blank layer. This one was my fill layer, just my background layer that I converted to a regular layer. Now I can delete that. Now if you see, this trash icon is available, so I can click and drag that to the trash. And now I just have this one blank, completely empty layer. And in this layer, I'm going to add all my artwork and or text. So like I said, the design of this geofilter is up to you. If you want to, you can create a geofilter for an event or something like that. I'm going to create one for a school event here real quick. So this is the Legacy High School Sabres logo. I'm going to put that on here. We haven't really talked about logo usage, but within Bismarck, you are required to pay for the usage of their logos. For this project, since it's a school project, we won't worry about that at all. But just so you're aware that that is the case. I'm going to add some text to this layer, but I want to create it. I want to create a curved text, so I'm going to use the technique that we learned in one of the previous projects. I created an ellipse, and I'm going to type on that ellipse so that my type follows the curve of the ellipse. So I will make mine for the prom, even though that's a little ways away. But still, just for an example here. So I typed in Legacy High School prom, following the curve of my ellipse. I can actually turn off that ellipse layer right now. I could probably even delete it if I wanted to, because I'm pretty sure I'm done with that one, so I don't need it anymore. Now I'm going to just bring this text down, maybe rotate it around so that it follows the curve of my saber head a little bit. And there we go. So now I have a start. I have a good start of the sort of images that represent the school, as far as the saber head and then this text, but also since it's prom, I would probably add in something sort of fun, indicating that prom is kind of a party. So maybe some streamers or disco light or disco ball, I guess is what it would be, or something like that to indicate that it was for the prom. So if you follow the guidelines that are listed in that article that I gave you the link for, there are all sorts of guidelines in there. So make sure you pay attention to all of those. You don't want your filter to cover up the main area of your image. There are some geofilters that do that a little bit, but for this, make sure you leave some space. Let's see. I think that's about it. Okay, so go ahead, create your geofilter, and then make sure you put some time and effort into this. Make sure it's creative. So right now, this would be a little bit on the simplistic side, right? So I wouldn't necessarily want to see anything just like this. But like I said, if you want to add other design elements, to your GeoFilter, that would be great. Like I said, this is kind of a good starting point, but it would need more, and you can add more around the other edges of your document. Although, like I said, make sure you keep in mind that buffer area that they talk about. So buffer zone on the top and bottom, so you don't want a bunch of stuff right there. So you, like it shows here, don't fill up the entire outline. It is okay to fill up sort of a corner of the outline of your image. Okay, I hope that all makes sense. This article has lots of good information in it. Also, if you need to come up with ideas, this is the article, sorry, that I linked in Classroom. If you also need to come up with ideas, just go ahead and Google GeoFilter examples or whatever, something like that. Snapchat GeoFilters, that should come up with some good ideas for you. All right, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.